Have you ever eaten asparagus and then went to the bathroom to relieve yourself only to find the smell horrifying? Well, interestingly, maybe half of you haven't. Stick around till the end because I'm going to tell you exactly why asparagus makes some of our urine smell horribly rancid and others not. I'm Dr. Rena, Malik, urologist and pelvic surgeon, and today I'm going to talk to you about why does your urine smell stinky? Number one thing that people think about when their urine stinks is that they might have a bladder infection or a urinary tract infection. And yes, certainly that can be a sign of a urinary tract infection. If you have symptoms that include pain with urination, pain in your lower part of your belly, maybe you need to go to the bathroom very urgently or frequently, and sometimes having pain in your upper back or flank pain, which might be an indicator that you have an infection in your kidney. If you don't have any of those symptoms and you just have smelly urine, what else could it be? Well, the most common cause of smelly urine is dehydration. And dehydration is basically when you're not drinking enough fluids. So if you check out my video on urine color, it'll tell you exactly what the right color of urine is. The first thing you should do if you suspect that you might have an infection, but you're not really sure because all you're noticing is smelly urine, is to drink lots and lots of water and make sure you flush out anything that's causing an odor. Some other things that can cause odor: coffee. So interestingly, coffee beans have an ingredient called Caffeol, which is released from the coffee bean when you drink it. And it's insoluble, which means that it doesn't get dissolved and go straight through your body and you pee it out. So in some people, when you drink a very concentrated amount of coffee and maybe don't drink enough water, you might notice that your urine actually has an odor like coffee. Another thing that can cause your urine to smell a different color is different sorts of vitamins. Specifically, vitamin B6 and vitamin D can cause a change in the odor of your urine. So if you're taking a multivitamin, that may be the reason that your urine is smelling a little bit different. What about when your urine smells sort of sweet? Well, if you're on a ketogenic diet or if you have diabetes, you could be releasing ketone bodies in your urine. This is not necessarily a physiologic process that occurs normally, but when those ketone bodies are released in your urine, they can make it smell a little bit sweet smelling, like fruit. However, if you are not on a ketogenic diet and you are noticing that in addition to having this sweet smelling urine, you're also drinking lots of fluids, you're feeling like you're rushing to the bathroom very frequently, you should go see your doctor and get checked to see if you might have diabetes, because this might be a sign that you do. All right, and lastly, let's talk about food. How can food affect the smell of your urine, specifically asparagus? So as far back as 1781, Benjamin Franklin quoted, "A few stems of asparagus eaten shall give our urine a foul odor." So clearly this has been documented for a long period of time. And why is that? Well, asparagus contains an active ingredient called asparagic acid. And what that is a sulfur containing product. And when your body metabolizes that, it breaks it down into a number of sulfur containing products. And sulfur is the kind of smell that you get when you smell rotten eggs. One of these compounds that's commonly cited is called methane ethyl, which is actually very commonly a smell that you smell in flatus or farts and bad breath. And so this is why it can make your urine smell really bad. But if you ask maybe 2 or 3 of your friends, you might say that some of your friends actually don't notice that asparagus makes their urine smell. I, in fact, don't ever notice that my urine smell changes after I eat asparagus, but my husband will often comment on asparagus and coffee changing the smell of his urine. Why is that? Well, in 2016, they did a study where they surveyed people and asked them if they ate asparagus and then asked them a question if they notice a characteristically bad odor after they have eaten asparagus. What they found was that nearly 60% of people couldn't smell anything different in their urine after getting asparagus. Now, why is that? Well, there's 2 different theories for this. One is that you might actually have a different metabolic process, meaning that you're not breaking down the asparagus in the same way in your gut, which then doesn't create these sulfuric byproducts in your urine. The other theory is that there are genetic variations in people in the way our brain perceives smells. And because of these genetic variations, people can't actually smell the metabolites that are created by asparagus and the sulfur-containing products that are in the urine. What is the truth? Well, right now we don't really know. But there's other foods that also, similar to asparagus, can create this sort of rancid smell in your urine. Cabbage, garlic, Brussels sprouts, all of these things can create this sulfur-containing products in your urine, which can make the smell be somewhat off-putting. So don't worry about it. Make sure you drink lots and lots of fluids after you eat those vegetables. It doesn't mean that you should stop eating those vegetables. It's not creating you any harm. It's just a normal process that our body's doing. All right, thank you so much for watching, and always remember to take care of yourself because you're worth it.